Welcome back again, Spanish 2 students. Hopefully at this point you're starting to understand when the preterite tense is used. It is a simple past tense that is used to mark a specific time or a specific event that occurred in the past. In this unit, we're going to be continuing on with our preterite knowledge. In the last unit, we did the preterite AR endings, which were haste, o, hemos, hicieron. In this unit, we are covering preterite ER and IR verbs. For example, comer, comí, comiste, comió, comimos, comieron. The ER verb endings in the preterite are iste, yo, notice the accent mark, hemos, and hicieron. Escribir is an IR verb. Escribí, escribiste, escribió, escribimos, escribieron. Your IR verb endings are iste, yo, hemos, and hicieron. Your ER and IR endings in the preterite tense are the same. Iste, yo, hemos, hicieron. Perder means to lose. Perdí, perdiste, perdió, perdimos, perdieron. Vivir, to live. Viví, viviste, vivió, vivimos, vivieron. Once again, those IR and ER endings for the preterite are iste, yo, hemos, and hicieron. This unit also talks about demonstrative adjectives. This is a little bit of a different subject. We're going to talk about demonstrative adjectives and then demonstrative pronouns. These are this, that, these, and those. This, that, these, and those. So we need to look at this in terms of how close things are to us. If you're talking about this one, you're talking about something that's close to you. If you're talking about that one, it's not very close. And then if you're talking about that one or those, you're also talking about items that could be very far away. Demonstrative adjectives state where something is. We have both singular and plural and masculine and feminine forms. For something that's close to you, it would be este or esta. Plural would be estos and estas. Something not as close, ese, esa, esos, and esas. For something even further away, aquel, aquella, aquellos, and aquellas. Example. ¿Cuánto cuesta este anillo? How much does this ring cost? This would be when the ring is close to you and you're pointing at it or picking it up. Ese anillo cuesta $10. That ring costs $10 when the ring's a little further away. ¿Cuánto cuesta aquel anillo? How much does that ring over there cost? The demonstrative pronouns are pronounced exactly the same way as the demonstrative adjectives, only these carry a written accent. Este, esta, estos, and estas. For things that are a little further away, ese, esa, esos, and esas. For things that are even further away, aquel, aquella, aquellos, and aquellas. Some examples. ¿Cuánto cuesta este? How much does this one cost? The este in this case is replacing the el anillo from the other one. Ese cuesta $10. That one costs $10. ¿Cuánto cuesta aquel? How much does that one over there cost? To help us remember these, there's a little rhyme. And I found a cartoon that illustrates this rhyme really well. This and these both have T's for that. In those, no T's goes. And an A for far away.
Yes! I've decided to read this book. It's all about demonstrative adjectives and pronouns. In Spanish, as in English, demonstrative adjectives are words that demonstrate or point out nouns. Demonstrative adjectives come before the nouns they modify. Like other Spanish adjectives you've studied, they agree with those nouns in gender and number. Look at these examples.
Esta camisa, ese vendedor, aquellos zapatos.
Let's take a look at the three sets of demonstrative adjectives first, and then we'll talk about when to use each one.
Este, esta, estos, estas. Ese, esa, esos, esas. Aquel, aquella, aquellos, aquellas.
Este, esta, estos, and estas are used to point out things that are close to both the speaker and the listener.
Me gustan estos zapatos.
Ese, esa, esos, and esas are used to point out things that aren't close to the speaker, but they might be close to the listener.
Prefiero esos zapatos.
Aquel, aquella, aquellos, and aquellas point out things that are far away from the speaker and the listener.
Aquel auto es de mi hermana.
Now, how about giving this activity a try? Muy bien! Let's move on. Demonstrative pronouns are the same as the demonstrative adjectives, but traditionally they have an accent on the stressed vowel. Psst! The stressed vowel is always an E. The Real Academia no longer requires this accent, but it's still commonly used to distinguish demonstrative pronouns from demonstrative adjectives. Here are the demonstrative pronouns with the accents.
Este, esta, estos, estas. Ese, esa, esos, esas. Aquel, aquella, aquellos, aquellas. ¿Quieres comprar este suéter? No, no quiero este. Quiero ese. ¿Vas a leer estas revistas? Sí, voy a leer estas. También voy a leer aquellas.
Atención! Like demonstrative adjectives, demonstrative pronouns agree in gender and number with the corresponding noun.
Este libro es de Pablito. Estos son de Juana.
There are three neuter demonstrative pronouns: esto, eso, and aquello. They refer to unidentified or unspecified things, situations, and ideas. They don't change form, and they never have an accent.
¿Qué es esto? Eso es interesante. Aquello es bonito.
So let's recap. You learned the demonstrative adjectives and pronouns. You learned how to use demonstratives to talk about this, that, and that one over there. Ese hombre es Miguel de Cervantes. Y esa estatua es de Don Quijote, la creación de Cervantes. Te toca a ti. Here's one last check to make sure you understand.